Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I want to look at one of the fragrances from Dolce & Gabbana's anthology series. This one is called Le Bateleur #1, and this collection is a collection that has 8 total fragrances in it. And this one was released in 2009 and is classified as a woody aromatic. The note breakdown, we have top notes of cardamom, juniper berries, and birch. Middle notes of water notes and coriander. And in the base, vetiver, cedar, and olibanum. Over base notes, we had 3 positives, 7 neutrals, 4 negatives. So, I've worn this to work a couple of times. I'll probably wear the rest of it to work today, this evening when I get back to work. A lot of people are comparing this to Hugo by Hugo Boss, and I can really see what they're talking about. This one does have like that typical Hugo Boss smell to it. The juniper berry, like a very bright berry-like freshness there. I get like a peppery smell as well. There's a bunch of spices listed here, so it is a spicy fragrance, but to me it's more like a pepper. Maybe it's a combination of the spices and the vetiver, the birch, or whatever, and gives it sort of a peppery but fresh juniper berry effect. Now, normally I'm not a real big fan of juniper berries. I have worn Hugo by Hugo Boss for a long time, and it was my signature scent for a while, and I always liked that one. This one, I think, possibly a tiny bit more mature smelling. Not much more, just a tiny bit. Kind of like if Hugo by Hugo Boss was a senior in high school, this would be like a freshman at community college. That kind of thing, you know. So it's still a youthful, fresh, invigorating, you know, sporty, aquatic kind of a fragrance, just like most of the Hugos there. XY, Energized, those kind of fragrances. And, you know, the performance seems to be similar. I get a couple of hours and then it just kind of fades out close to the skin. So I would say, if you like the Hugo fragrance line, this is pretty much in that same, you know, effect there. Pleasant, doesn't really, you know, set any new groundwork or anything. You know, the thing is, when these fragrances were first released, I think they were kind of pricey, maybe around 60 bucks or so. And now, being on the market for a while and probably not doing all that great, I think some people are saying they can find these fragrances, you know, for about $30 or so. So the price point has dropped quite a bit, and that makes this a much better pickup than it was when it first came out. So it depends on what you have. If you already have the Hugo Boss fragrances, this one might be redundant. If you already have like Chanel's Bleu de Chanel, this one might, you know, just seem cheap, you know. So depending on where you're at, if you're just starting out, you know, looking to get a good fresh fragrance, this is a good one to start with, a good one to check out. So let me get into some scores. The smell, 7.5 out of 10. A nice smell, but you know, it's pretty familiar smelling. That's why the uniqueness I give 5 out of 10. It smells like your typical Hugo Boss. A lot of similarities between this and Hugo Boss and XY, perhaps, those kind of fragrances. The summer sporty Hugo Boss line. Projection longevity, 6 out of 10. A couple good hours, perhaps. After that, it just kind of seems to come close to the skin. Price point, I would say if you can get a bottle for under $40, pretty good deal for the 100 ml bottle. About 9 out of 10 there. Versatility, definitely more of a spring summer fragrance, but I can't really argue against wearing this all year round or as a signature scent. So overall, 7.5 out of 10. A solid but familiar smelling fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana, Le Bateleur. Worth checking out if you like those kind of fresh fragrances. Basically juniper berry with a peppery feel, and then in the dry down the vetiver cedar base. Not too bad. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.